Okay, we're going to start with a toast to the bride and groom, Brett and Lisabeth Ryan. And here's to a happy marriage and a good life, long life together. Prost. Prost. Okay, so I want to welcome everybody to this celebration of love and life for Brett and Elizabeth Ryan. And I don't know where to start, but the two of them have been together about 3 years now, and it's been up and down 3 years. They managed to get through an apartment, moving in, getting an apartment together, and surviving the washing machine move into their small basement, small narrow stairway, and anyway, so they've been through that, and I got to know Brett quite well. In fact, he is a very, I don't know what to say, he's very loyal and very sensitive guy. But the first time when he asked for Elizabeth's hand, we had gone to the casino up in Green Bay. And Elizabeth and I and Brett and Betsy were all there, and I was looking for Brett, and I had a couple beers, and so I knew Brett was at the blackjack table. So I'm going to tell this story on myself, not on Brett, okay? So I went over and sat down by Brett, and I hadn't played blackjack in a long time at the casino. And so I'm sitting there at the table, and this other guy's sitting on my right side, and Brett's sitting on my left side. And I'm sitting there playing cards for about 10 minutes or so, and finally Brett's looking at me and said, "Why are you betting on what you're betting on?" And finally he says, "You're playing the wrong hand. You're playing that guy's hand." Because the dealer was over here, dealing mine over on this side. I was looking at his cards. Anyway, I knew right then that Brett was going to take care of things. That he was on the ball. And so, when he asked for Elizabeth's hand, I said, "Well, did you ask, what do you think? Did you ask her? Are you in love with her? You know?" I said, "You know, it's fine with me if it's fine with her." And so that's how we got started. And Brett's been a really good fiance, although got to tell one on him. He's probably used up my AAA card by now. Probably. Until he got a different car. But this past winter, no. It was at least half a dozen times with the AAA card. Right? Yeah. And then, well, I shouldn't say this, but one of the times he had to borrow my truck. Well, it's a big truck. I mean, it's a Ram, you know, and so he isn't used to driving that truck. So he comes home from work, and he decides he's going to get Hardee's. But the posts and the drive-through are so close together that this guy put a ding in my truck. But that's okay. It's only a truck. It's only a truck. So I got to tell that on Brett. Anyway, and Elizabeth is the pride and joy of my life. And I know that Brett is going to take good care of her and protect her and be the best husband in the world. And I'm very proud of Brett, and I'm very proud of Lisabeth, because they pulled this whole thing together, and this is quite a celebration. And I want everybody to have a good time and enjoy yourselves tonight and celebrate because that's what this is all about now. Now that they're married and they're Mr. and Mrs. Ryan, it's time to celebrate the evening. So enjoy. Thank you.
All right, for those who don't know me, I'm Brett's father, and I'm Elizabeth's brand new father-in-law, and they've asked me to say a few things, so I will. I don't think I can do as good as Roger, but we'll give her a shot here. So Brett and Elizabeth, your 14-month engagement is finally over. You're now a married couple. I give you my congratulations. I hope you feel all love and support from everyone that showed up tonight to help you celebrate. And I hope everybody has a good time. And I hope you feel the support from your group up here, your bridesmaids, even your kind of respectable groomsmen. And these groomsmen, I've done some research on these guys. And as far as I can tell, none of them have an arrest warrant out for them. But I didn't get all the information I wanted. Spencer, Kansas, and them were the two guys I was worried about most. Brett, I've seen you go from the little kid that can make a mess in an empty room to the caring adult that you become today. I'm very proud of you. I know you're ready for this next step of life. Now the mess, I know you can still make one. I'm just glad it's going to be in your house and not mine. Elizabeth, welcome to the family that you just become a member of. I hope you feel comfortable enough, all the family members, comfortable enough to join in some spirited conversations, mainly with Brett's Uncle Craig and or Brett's Uncle Joe. So you're all in now. Also, because of yours and Brett's union, we gained two new friends, my wife and I, and your parents, Roger and Betsy. We're looking forward to many more get-togethers with them. To you and Brett both, thanks for introducing us and getting together. So Brett and Elizabeth, now that you're a married couple, Brett, you're still going to be my son. Elizabeth, you're always going to be my daughter-in-law. So if you ever do need help with anything, guidance, assistance, don't be afraid to call. If there's something we can help you with, you know we'll be there, except for maybe money after today. I think Roger and Betsy will say the same. No, really. We'll be there for you anytime we can help out. We're both very proud of you. So let's raise our glass and toast to Brett and Elizabeth. May they have many, many years of happiness and lots of good fortune to boot. As long as they're playing the right hand on the blackjack table, I guess. Cheers.
For those of you who don't know me or are downstairs, I'm Tyler Campo, the assistant to the regional best man. So I'm going to tell you guys a story about the first day I met Lisabeth. It's also a pretty good example of mine and Brett's friendship. It was the first weekend of August 2016. Brett and I decided to go golfing, then we had planned to go to Mila Music. In typical Brett fashion, he was running pretty late. Brett got to my house about 45 minutes late and sprung on me that we'd be meeting up with a girl before going to Mila Music, which was no big deal. We rushed out the door. We got to the course late for our already rescheduled tee time. We had a typical rough start to our round, losing a few golf balls, getting scolded by an old man about our rate of play, and then later getting held up on the final 3 holes by people in front of us. I think by the time we finished, Brett had already given Lisabeth 2 or 3 updated ETAs. As we were on our way back to my house, Brett asked me if I could cut his hair, which would obviously set us back again. Brett, knowing he wanted his haircut, wore a hat all day on the course, so his hair was sweaty and matted down. You know, great condition to be cut. Okay, whatever. We get his haircut, we get ready to go, and I see Brett reach into his backpack and pull out the most wrinkled button-up shirt that I've ever seen. I quickly iron it for him, setting us back again, and by this point I'm getting frustrated on Lisabeth's behalf, and I haven't even met her yet. We head over, we pick Lisabeth up, then head out to College Avenue. We made our way down to the bar, where we got lucky and we got a table. So we decided to be a good place to order some food and a few drinks. The bar was packed, so I ordered 2 drinks right away, knowing service would be a little slower. I believe Lisabeth ordered a Spotted Cow, and Brett, being Brett, ordered a vodka Mountain Dew with grenadine. A nice manly drink for one of their first dates. Lisabeth and I proceeded to make fun of him a bit for this, and that's when I knew she would fit right in, and I liked her. We ordered food. I got a chicken sandwich of some sort. I believe she got boneless wings or something like that. And what does Brett order? The appetizer sampler. Lisabeth and I joked with him a bit more about his orders. Then our food comes. Brett didn't get a fork with his food and said how he needed one. Lisabeth, who could actually use a fork, was nice enough to give Brett hers. So, to sum this up for you, Brett ordered vodka Mountain Dew with grenadine, the appetizer sampler, and then tried to be fancy and use a fork with finger food. We all had a good laugh about that. The night continued, every place was kind of packed, so we ended up going to Tanner's. We have a good time, playing some beanbag toss, then wrap up the night. The next day, after I was reflecting on the previous night, I send Brett a text. I send him, "Do not mess this one up, Brett." Over the next almost 3 years, Lisabeth and I have become pretty close, to the point where I consider her one of my best friends. Lisabeth and I are fairly similar personality-wise. When the 3 of us hang out, it's always her and I on the same side of an opinion, to the point where over the last year, Brett would joke that I was out of the wedding every time I took her side. You would think at some point he would just stop asking my opinion on these things. If you know me, you know that I like to give my friends a hard time every now and then. I only do this with people I'm comfortable around and really like. So based on that, Brett, you should already know you are one of my best friends. Brett, we have been friends for a little over 4.5 years, but it seems like so much longer with all we've been through together. All the Packer games, all the karaoke, the Bucks games, the haircuts, helping you move twice, golfing, all the road trips, and all the little things in between. They say that friendship isn't one big thing, but a million little things. We have done so much together over that time. You have truly become one of my best friends, Brett. I'm so thankful you are a part of my life and for our friendship. Thank God Scotty invited me to a Halloween party, huh? Brett, Lisabeth, I'm so thankful you allowed me to be a part of your special day and to be here to see 2 of my best friends get married. I'm so incredibly happy for the 2 of you. Congratulations.
Hello everyone, my name is Chloe. I'm Lisabeth's maid of honor, and I'm here to tell all of you today why Brett is the luckiest man in the world. And I'm going to try and do it without getting emotional, but I can't promise anything. I have known Lisabeth for 21 years. It's crazy to think that it's been that long since I met that little strawberry blonde curly-haired girl sitting across from me in Sunday school. Little did I know the profound impact she would have on my life. I've been so incredibly blessed with the friendship she's given me and all the lessons she has taught me about life. Through the years, she has been my person, my partner. There are attributes that everyone wants and needs in a life partner. Someone to laugh with, tell their stories to, someone to support you through your hardest times and share the joy of your accomplishments. Any list of attributes you could dream up of a perfect life partner, Lisabeth would exceed your expectations. She is patient and she is kind. She judges no one. No matter how stupid your mistakes, I've had my fair share, she will love you and support you and help you through it. And even better, she knows exactly what you need to feel better, whether it's a binge marathon of Boy Meets World and snuggling, a jam session to the best oldies classics, eating junk food and talking for hours, or a dance party to the Save the Last Dance soundtrack. She knows and she nails it every time. She will laugh with you, she will cry with you, and she will give you the reminder, right when you need it, to make good choices. Lisabeth knows the value of human relationships and life experiences. She holds those she loves most in life on a pedestal. She's selfless and faithful. She will go out of her way to take care of those she loves, and I mean way out of her way, like when you need toast after a night of way too much drinking, and she powers through her own hangover to get up at 7 a.m. and drive to the store to get you your bread for toast so you don't die. True story, this girl's on another level. There's a small handful of people in my life that have taught me and given me true unconditional love, and Lisabeth is at the top of that list. She will love you fiercely through the toughest times in your life, even when you don't feel deserving, and even when you don't show your appreciation that she deserves. She's steadfast in her love, and if that isn't a perfect life partner, what is? Brett Ryan, you chose the best one. Cheers to Mr. and Mrs. Ryan.
Great job, Chloe.
Well, Tyler and Chloe, what a wonderful job, and thank you for getting this all started off. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you for joining us to celebrate the coming together of two incredible individuals, Lisabeth and Brett. It is amazing to see how far people will travel for a free cocktail. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Alex Eichhorn, one of Brett's best men and his loyal confidant since preschool. We both attended the same elementary school, middle school, and high school, and oh boy, did we make some wonderful memories along the way. However, things really got interesting right around the 3rd grade when Brett and I decided that what our elementary school, Bell Reynolds, really was missing was a good old street gang. As such, Brett and I started the Wolf Pack, which was as menacing as you can imagine a group of 8-year-olds in Oakfield could be. Most summer days, Brett was either at my house swimming in the pool or I was at his. His parents, Sandy and Mark, always treated me as one of their own, even if Mark, who was our coach for 4th grade basketball, didn't give Brett and I the minutes we deserved. The beginning of fall was usually signified by me, Brett, Jonna, Sandy, and Mark packing into the Taurus and heading to Six Flags Fright Fest. This was always one of the best days of the year, and Brett still has no idea how those magicians hypnotized all those actors. With the class size small enough to know each person's parents by name, inevitably, Brett and I were forced to compete over the limited dating pool, but this only made us closer. In high school, Brett and I played alongside one another in football and baseball, teepeed the principal's house together, and made too many memories to recall. Like the one time, our football coach had to confiscate the Rambone, our team mascot, which was suctioned to the roof of the bus, and one of our friends' moms had to retrieve from the principal's office. If you're wondering what the Rambone is, Brett's going to have to fill you in later. Luckily, as we grew up, Brett started making better decisions and has turned into the type of guy you don't have to worry about introducing your parents to. That's why Lisabeth didn't even worry about introducing them until earlier today. No, but in all seriousness, one of the best decisions Brett has made is marrying his best friend and the most beautiful girl he's ever laid eyes on. When Brett introduced us to Lisabeth, we knew right away she was the one. For starters, she made his living space habitable. Prior to Lisabeth, when I visited Brett in Oshkosh, my bed was usually somewhere between old pizza boxes and empty beer cans. Now they have purchased a beautiful new home where I was greeted with fresh sheets and a comfy mattress. Wow, things have changed. That alone got my stamp of approval. But mostly, we saw how happy she made him, and how every time he talked about her, he would have a huge smile on his face. Since this time, I have had the fortune to get to know Lisabeth even more, and I can confidently say that Brett has made the right decision. So let's all raise our glass for one final toast. Let us all wish, well, last one for this one then, Brett. Let us all wish Lisabeth and Brett many years of happiness. May you be friends to each other only as lovers can, and may you love each other only as best friends can. Thank you.
On behalf of Elizabeth and we'd like to thank you all who have come from near and far to share a special day with us. Okay. There are many times when it's good to be surrounded by the people who are important to you, and this is one of those occasions. We hope you're enjoying it every bit as much as we are, and we'd like to thank you all for your kind wishes, cards, and support. I would also like to thank everyone that helped like and share that Facebook post back in February to get us these extra 2 free hours at this lovely venue. We must say we're really impressed by the number of people that have rallied around us and helped us in preparation for today. If you're not mentioned by name, and that's most of you, please be assured that Elizabeth and I are forever grateful. Roger and Betsy, thank you not only for this evening and your kindness, but thank you for giving me your beautiful daughter. I promise I'll take good care of her. Here we go. And of course, do everything she ever tells me to. A special thanks to these two as well for providing that tasty free beer that you're all drinking tonight. I wrote them a personal letter last week to express my gratitude for the two of them. I would also like to thank my parents, Mark and Sandy, who have put up with me through all these years. You have both been there when I needed it the most, and you have given me a wonderful start in life. And I'm very fortunate to and proud to call you my mom and dad. Also financially for helping us on this big day. Same as Roger and Betsy, I also wrote them a personal letter a week ago expressing my love for my mom's overbearing need of pestering me with her novels of emails she likes to write. My dad, for being someone I always looked up to. He lost his dad at the age of 18 and somehow turned into that great, strong person that he is today. However, he refuses to get that hearing aid, so he's probably only hearing about 50% of the speech. We are both so incredibly lucky to have two sets of supporting parents that we do. Everything that they have taught us, every problem that we have ever encountered, the two sets of them have always been there for us. I don't know what I would do without them. My best man here today, Alex, tragically lost his beloved mother, Tammy, less than 2 years ago. Months before his big wedding day. I don't know why I'm laughing. I couldn't imagine losing a loved one so close to me. But Alex courageously preached at the celebration of his mom's life the importance of letting your parents know how much you truly appreciate them. Why am I laughing? I'm good. I got it. All right. The importance of appreciating them and letting them know how much you love them, how much they truly care to you. Because you don't know when they're not going to be there anymore. Make sure you let them know how much they mean to you. I just said that crap. The sad reality is the clock is ticking for most of us, and you really don't want to live your life with regrets. Mom and Dad, I love you. And I will always love you, and I will always appreciate you when you two help me when I need it the most. So, I have 3 sets of cheers. This is the first one here. I'm about to wrap it up. Settle down. Cheers to Roger and Betsy and my mom and dad for some of the best loving, supporting parents that anyone could ever have, and all the other loving, supporting parents out there. Cheers. Hold on. As Elizabeth and I approach this next journey in our lives and start a new life together, you can't help but look back at all the troubles and joys that have came into planning this big day. So the following recently engaged couples, Travis and Lucia, Colton and Katie, CJ and Kelly, Kevin and Lauren, Morgan and Jake, Johnny and Miranda, Karina and Alex, Nyla and Andrew, Emily and Travis. We want to wish you the best of luck on your journey and joys and problems that you're about to encounter when it comes to planning a wedding. But in the end, just remember, it's all about that person that's right next to you. And that's the reason it's all worth it. I would also like to acknowledge 3 couples out there that have been happily married that are celebrating their anniversaries. Steve and Molly, last week, just celebrated their 23rd wedding anniversary. Tonight, Terry and Tom Fector, are celebrating their 23rd wedding anniversary as well. And my godparents, my Aunt Melissa and my uncle Greg, godparents, on Monday they're celebrating their 30th wedding anniversary. So everyone, for the second of 3 cheers, let's raise our glasses as these important couples approach these milestones in their lives, and best wishes to their bright futures. Cheers. Okay, like 10 more seconds. All right, finally, to the reason that we are all here today, to my lovely bride, Lisabeth. I am absolutely delighted to be able to stand here next to you today. I never knew what I was missing in my life before I met you. Lisabeth, you have been my source of friendship, support, and love. I can't tell you enough how incredibly lucky I am to get to wake up to you and the Lou Man every day. Thank you for all of your sacrifices that you have made for me. They will never go unappreciated. You're the one, and I knew it pretty much the moment I first met you. Ladies and gentlemen, final toast of the night. Please lift your glasses and join me in the final toast to waiting, the hardest part. Go Bucks.